Welcome to an exciting new episode of Move Monday. We're going to be having our special NFT builder communities and utilities today with not only but some of the OGs in the space on Aptos. And I'd like to let them all introduce themselves as they go for anyone who may not know. So let's start with Spooks.
Hello guys, I'm Django, the CEO of the Spooks, and I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Django. And Silva.
Hey everybody, thank you for having us in. I'm Alex, and I'm one of the co-founders of InSilva. I'm very excited for this Move Monday.
Thank you. Lemur Lawrence.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Lemur Lawrence. I'm the founder of Lemur Lounge. I'm excited to be here on Move Monday.
Awesome. Mavericks?
Yo, how we doing today, boys? It's Denoshi, the founder of Maverick. Also excited to be here on this Move Monday. I'm glad you guys are giving us this opportunity. Super cool.
Thank you. Monkeys.
Hey, Smith here. We're Aptos Monkeys, co-founder. Super excited to be with everyone here.
And last, Mingos.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Fisher. I'm the founder of Mingos. Super happy that we're doing an actual like NFT space with you guys. I think that's awesome. So just excited to talk to everyone.
Awesome. So I just wanted to start with a little space where we get all of you guys to talk about like the things that you're building on and what you're excited about. And then we're going to let some of the other NFT projects up as well to chat, because I know that there's been some interest from other ones as well. I can't obviously get all of you guys on at once at the beginning. There's so many, but it's exciting. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go for it.
All right, so we're building out the lounge. That's kind of our slogan. And basically what the lounge is we're building this UI where you're going to be able to connect. You're going to be able to have like different lounge environments that you could toggle through and basically, save your lounge, have a unique profile. And then you'll be able to build it out with items that, we're going to be able to, we're going to be releasing. We're starting off with a couch. We're going to be airdropping this couch to every lemur holder. And you'll be able to place these items in the in the lounge and earn a bonus on the amount of lounge you earn based on the items you place into the lounge when you go lounge your lemur. So that's kind of one thing we're working on. That's kind of like the fun gamification aspect of what we're doing. With lounging your lemur, you're also going to be able to lounge your other Aptos NFTs as well. So if you have a Mingo, if you have a Maverick, if you have a Spook, you'll be able to place them into the lounge and also earn lounge. And it'll be non-custodial, so you'll still be able to stake them elsewhere. With that, we're also building out a marketplace that's curated specifically for one-of-one creators on Aptos. We want to support basically every single creator. I'm a big fan of one-of-one art, and I don't think that they get enough exposure. And we kind of need this marketplace on Aptos. Besides that, we launched Lounge Art Studio. So we're doing art for the whole ecosystem. And, anything from digital illustration to collection art to 3D animation.
That's pretty awesome. Are you guys for your art studio doing all the rest of the art for these projects on your lounge?
What was that again? Like the rest of the projects for just the ecosystem?
You said I can. Yeah, you said like I can lounge my Mingo. Are you guys doing that art?
Well, no, we're not doing the Mingo art. When I mean like you're going to be able to lounge your other Aptos NFTs, you're going to be able to basically put those Aptos NFTs in the lounge along with your lemur, along with the items, and basically have them in there.
That's cool.
Yeah, something pretty cool that we're putting together. We're excited. We're excited for what's to come in the next few weeks. our main concern right now, the main thing we're working on right now is getting this lounge UI done. And as soon as that's done, you're going to be able to start placing your couches and stuff in the lounge. It's going to be really cool.
Cool.
So are these items that you're placing in the lounge, is that also like an NFT?
Yeah, so basically like the couches will be their own NFT. We're planning on releasing like tables, lamps, different cool things. We were even thinking like digital picture frames that kind of like show your NFTs in a slideshow in the lounge as well. Just kind of trying to come up with more ways to have fun with it. But essentially, we're starting off with this couch. So like I said, every single lemur holder is going to get one couch airdrop to them. That it will be their first piece of furniture that they could place into their lounge. And along with that, we do have a little bit of alpha. Each lemur is also going to have a lounge claim. So you'll initially be able to claim some lounge coin when we release that. And then you'll be able to, of course, place your items in there and start earning lounge on top of that. And like I said, based off the items you place in the lounge, not the lemur itself, you're going to be able to earn a bonus as to how much lounge you earn.
Awesome. So I guess I forgot to talk about this earlier, but I'm going to try to keep it pretty short for each of you so that each of the people who have come up here can talk a little bit. Thank you, Lawrence.
Oh yeah, I tried to keep it short and sweet for you guys.
It's exciting. So now let's go with Denoshi from Mavericks.
Yo, hello everyone. So yeah, I wrote up a little something to share with you guys. So basically, the whole Maverick team, we all came from Solana, and being from Solana, we have all these different tools and utilities that we're like used to using. So essentially with Maverick, we wanted to come over here and bring all these like foundational tools, MavSwap, the token market, and all these different things. So we're basically in Roadmap 1.0, we're trying to like lay down the foundational tools for Aptos with the Aptos toy machine and all these different things. And then for Roadmap 2.0, we actually want to experiment and try new things such as, the Mav Web and Bullseye and all these different things. So essentially, we're a multimedia networking DAO. We're trying to, empower people through branding and networking. And then on top of that, we want to build a very cool experience with NFT projects. I'm sure all of us have been through the ringer with rugs on NFTs. So, we created Maverick to be the force against that. We really want to create something that people can look at and be a part of and be proud of. So.
Awesome. That kind of cut out for me, but I think I heard most of what you said. Yeah. Any questions for Mavericks, you guys?
Thanks for having me, Greg.
Thanks. Then let's bring up Monkeys. Completely random order right now. Next.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for having us. So, quick TLDR, we're the first monkeys on Aptos, and our goal is very simple. We want to be associated with builders on Aptos. Like, you're coming into Aptos to build, you want to meet new people, grab a monkey, jump into Discord, get with the vibe, see what's happening, and you never know what comes out of that. And in parallel, we're also building out some cool infrastructure stuff on Aptos. We've launched so far 3 cool projects, which are Raffler, the first on-chain raffle tool, and it's had some really cool volume so far. It's around more than 10K Aptos. We've also launched our token marketplace for NFT projects who've got NFTs and giving out tokens to their users can hop into Echo and exchange those tokens between users. We also have our staking platform where you earn seeds, and those will be used for later future drops, whether it's our homes coming, sanctuaries, or Gen 2 art. And that's also going to be B2B enabled by the end of the week, so we can offer it to new projects coming into Aptos. Instead of going to build it again, you can just go into our site, clone it, no code, and you have a staking platform launched for your project. And the last thing that we're building out for the roadmap 1.0 would be sanctuaries. It will be like homes that you can buy with seeds, set up a social profile, communicate with other Aptos users through the sanctuaries. It will also be an NFT viewer. It will be something very cool. It will be like your social profile on Aptos. So yeah, that's a quick TLDR, Greg.
Cool. Excited. Sanctuaries, lounges. We have all kinds of places to store our NFTs and chill out, and it'd be cool. Let's bring up Spook's Nest to talk about what they were building.
Yeah, Spooks are building Spooks Labs, which basically it's the leader company which provides utilities around analytics here on Aptos. And we have built a bunch of products till the mainnet. The first of all is the Spooks list, which basically it's a set of leaderboards classified by NFT projects, DeFi protocols, wallets, Aptos personalities, and more. So if you are lost here on Aptos, and you are trying to understand what's it's being built here on Aptos, just go on spooks.land/list, and there you can see basically what the Aptos builder are building. Also, we created an NFT collection, which is a cute collection of little spirits that gives access to gives a lifetime access to our to all our utilities. So all the products that Aptos that Spooks Labs will create, basically the holders will have access to it. And finally, we created Snipe.io, which is the alpha version came out the last week. And basically, it's an ultimate platform to discover, analyze, and trade Web3 digital assets. Right now, it's in alpha version, so there you can just right now see which collection are trending, which collection has how much in market cap, how much volume, which is the profit and loss about the trades that people are doing. And soon we will add more pages and more functions. We are working day and the night at it. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I checked out Snipe.io. It's some pretty cool analytics.
Yeah, so soon we will add also the Spooks list to the Snipe.io. We are working on it on creating the new list.
So everyone here's got to fight for the new Spooks list, then, huh?
Yeah, yeah. The fun fact is the personality list that people are fighting in to get engagement and become first.
Awesome. All right, in Silva, you're next.
Hey everybody, good morning. Thank you for having us here. So I think we are a project that's a lot different actually that most of the other projects. We do believe that NFTs are good as a collection, as a collectible, but the way I see NFTs is more as a technology itself, rather than simply being a collection. And I do believe that NFTs have the potential to bridge the gap between digital communication and asset ownership, whether it be real estate, whether it be fashion, in our case, for example. And that's essentially what we're working on. So we take the NFT as a part of a digital certificate for what we are building, but the core of Silva is actually to bridge physical and digital assets on chain, and we're focused on the luxury good of the fashion industry. So yeah, basically that's what we're doing. So it might be some more as an infrastructure, but we do use the NFT technologies to achieve that. And the way we came up with such a product was because our team, and I think it's the perfect mix for that, is a mix of people who are crypto native. The other co-founders have been in the space for over 10 years, very, very experienced. I came in the space a little later, and I've been in fashion for a long, long time, and I have a foot in both Web 2 and Web 3, and that's what makes our strength and make us being able to see both sides of the equation, essentially. And we do believe that blockchain is a little far from Web 2 right now, and it has to bridge this gap. And when it comes to the fashion industry in general, what we're trying to solve essentially is the whole counterfeit industry. There's like a 3 trillion industry in 2022 alone for counterfeits in luxury goods. The experience is quite impersonal because e-commerce has been growing super fast, and what makes the difference in the luxury brand is the service they're going to give. And so the rapid adoption of e-commerce essentially makes it very hard for brands to provide a personalized service. The relationship stops after purchase. And for me, that's the biggest difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is that in Web 2, after purchase, the relationship stops, where the Web 3, that's when it starts. And the fourth point is going to be giving secondary market data to brands, because what happens is that after the first buyer, the brands have no idea what's going on, what's happening with their items on the market. They don't know how many times it's been traded, for how much, etc. So that's the point that we wanna solve with on-chain authentication, creating an ongoing brand-customer relationship, creating loyalty programs, and also giving secondary market data to these brands. The way we're gonna do this is through an NFC chip, and essentially what happens is that once you scan the NFC chip, you get your digital certificate, the way we're gonna call it for people who are not Web3 native, because we don't wanna scare people away by calling it an NFT. And so that digital version, the digital twin, is what's going to be the NFT. Now I know we've been a little confusing in the way we've been doing things. So what we wanted to do is first appeal to the Web3 space by creating a collection, and then develop the product after that. But I think it's
Awesome. So you're merging Web 2 and Web 3 together into physical assets, digital assets.
Absolutely. That's what we're doing.
Pretty cool. And it's different than everyone else here.
Yeah, I do believe it's a little different. It's a little different take on Web3, and I believe that's the way to bring mass adoption, is to bring people to the blockchain seamlessly. Basically, they won't even know they're using the blockchain. So that's the goal.
Awesome.
And our own brand that we're creating is not the end goal. It's more of a pace case, because what we want to do is scale to existing brands. Whether we're talking about Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, whatever you want to call it. So what we're doing is that we're working internally to make the tech perfect and do, a test case in order to go on the Web 2 market and the mass adoption market with a product that's as perfect as can be.
That's cool. So you're working on that now, and I think I'm going to let Aptos talk next.
Yo, what's up, guys? I don't want to. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I know there's a lot of people that want to talk, and maybe we got more people in the crowd that wants to come up as well. So if I had to sum it up, I would say Aptos are all about community, exclusivity, alpha, and education. Some of the core values that we have in the team are honesty and transparency between founders and investors. That was something that was really important to me personally, because I think that's kind of skipped out on the NFT space. I think that philosophy is kind of like skipped out on a little bit, where I use this example all the time. But when we make a transaction, whether it's to pay an artist, to pay for marketing, to convert to stables because Aptos is pumping really hard, or whatever it is, like, it doesn't really matter what it is. We're just going to tell everyone that it's happening. We're going to be like, okay, here's what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Here's why we think it's a good idea. And we've taken the same approach to like who we are as people as well, who we are on the team. We've been very open and transparent about like who we are as people, where we come from, what sort of industry we've come out of. We're not developers, we're not digital artists, we're not professional marketers or anything like that. We're traders who come from mainly Solana and Ethereum, and we basically wanted to provide a sort of exclusive community on a newer chain, a newer ecosystem, where we could also take the risk out of being part of it, right? Like, a lot of the time when a new chain drops and it's super hyped, there's a lot of rugs, there's a lot of like there's a lot of confusion about like what you're supposed to be a part of, and what projects are good, and blah blah blah. And we basically wanted to take that risk away from anyone who was interested in Aptos, because I think there was a lot of people, and I think there still is. So we did a free mint. We collaborated with a wallet provider, Rise, to actually airdrop every single person who was whitelisted enough for gas. So not only were we a free mint, but we were actually a completely free mint. All you had to do was create a wallet, which I thought was super cool. I thought that was a good onboarding experience. that's something we're thinking about for future endeavors down the line. Like, how can we onboard people in an easy way that doesn't require you to go to an exchange and convert some funds and blah 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 and do all these things. We want to make it as easy as possible. But we basically wanted to sort of cultivate a community that was interested in Aptos, sort of long term. And then also we obviously wanted to do more stuff in the future, right? Like if Aptomingos popped off and we had some funds that we could play around with, do more stuff, we wanted to do more stuff. So we built our auction house, which was used to auction off our one-of-ones that we didn't put in the mint, which was an amazing experience. They went absolutely crazy. I think demand was insane for those. We obviously did a few events to make it more fun, but we also wanted to do more crazy things, more like a little bit more ambitious. So one of the critiques that we got from Ingos is that our art isn't very PFP-able, and I completely agree. Like, look at this stupid bird, man. It doesn't look that good as a PFP, but we definitely want to fix that. So what we wanted to do is we also wanted to make an expansion that makes sense. So our current community is pretty small. It's kind of exclusive, and our art isn't very PFP-able. So we wanted to fix both of those issues with the next thing. So we're doing another mint at some point. A lot of the information is already out there, but what I will say to sort of sum it up and keep it short is that we wanted it to be an expansion that makes sense. And so where Aptomingos is sort of like the loyal and responsible and sort of structured community, we wanted to go on the opposite side of the spectrum with the next mint and basically completely flip the script. We want it to be chaotic. We want it to be mayhem. We want it to be like ride or die. And I think the art reflects that. I think the story will. That's one of the things that I'm super excited about, like the sort of story and marketing aspects of what we're going to do. But we have exciting stuff coming for sure, but want to keep it short still.
Hey, awesome. I mean, I know that Max has too many of the Mingos anyways in the auctions, but I wanted to transition now, since I've given everyone a chance to talk, to sort of more of an open forum around NFTs, Q&A, as well as any other NFT projects to come up. I know that it looks like we brought up Chadley already, if he has something he wants to say.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, of course, thank you for bringing me up here. Huge supporter of course, Move Mondays and all the Aptos NFTs in here. I was taking a look at all the, of course, PFPs in here and the different projects, and I think I literally have, a ton of these NFTs from every project up here. Got to meet, of course, Lemur Lawrence and Mavericks and Silva, and who else? And I think a couple other people on the NFT side of things on Aptos at ETH Denver. And previous to that, and so made sure to buy a bunch. I think the only one I haven't been able to buy yet is Aptomingos. So I got to pick up one. I know I bid on a few of the auctions, of course, but did not or was not whale enough to pick it up. So I got to get an Aptomingo.
Awesome. Yeah, it would sound like you cut out a bit there at the end, but yeah, got to get the Aptomingo. At least, I mean, I have, I think, one, maybe two. It's pretty fun. Yeah, always great to have you on, Chadley. I'm excited for your NFT marketplace in the future. Okay, let's see who else I brought up here. I brought up, I think someone dropped. Shiabi.
Hello, guys. I'm really glad that I can speak here. I wish you all a beautiful day, whatever it is, evening or afternoon. And I want to say quickly about Shiabi, who we are and what we are doing. So I'm not sure if we are the first, but we are providing a space where people can... Oh, I'm sorry. Can you even hear me good? Because I'm using my headphones.
Yeah,
We can hear
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Just making sure. So we are providing a space for people to come and slow down a little bit because, Web3 and crypto is really, really fast. And sometimes it can be really tiring for people. Sometimes you just get lost in it and stop caring about your health and about things that are really important, like family stuff and your ambitions, your productivity and things. And you just... you get lost in the flow that will slowly, I would say, make your life a little bit worse, and we want to provide people this space so they can come, slow down, and like heal these things to become better selves and to build really impactful and positive things, because you cannot build something when you are not healthy, because when you are trying to build something on a rotten founds, the building will be lost and it will be like distracted in some time, you know what I mean. So yeah, we are just trying to bring some mental and spiritual awareness into Web3.
Cool. Thank you, Shiabi. And I think I brought up League of Shoguns next.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you doing? How's your day? How's the morning? How's the evening? How's the noon? So what we're doing is we're a gaming project. We're trying to combine play to earn with play to pay, play to play while using the blockchain technology. So we're trying to create an environment for players to play and to decide if they want to play just to have fun and they want to play just to earn. So we merging together this kind of game whereby I can decide I just want to have fun with the game and I just want to end with the game. So we have a token that you need to get to participate in and the play to earn, and to use the play to earn too, you need to have one of our characters or a partnership character. So what we're trying to do is trying to work on the interoperability part where you can hold just by holding an NFT of a partner, you can also have access to the play to earn game. You don't have to hold one of our NFTs. You can just by holding one of the NFTs of people we're working with, and you can just up onto the game and also earn. So the theme of the game, it's a kind of, just from the name, it's a shogun game. So it's kind of a Japanese theme game where every player has to assume the role of a shogun and play by collecting in-game assets, trading them, and fighting through contest and battle just to make their way to the top. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. That's pretty awesome. I love fighting games, so it should be a good time.
Yeah, sure. We'll have to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that David and I got a demo, and David won hands down, and I'm looking forward to playing again, and maybe whooping David's ass this time. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to have everybody in a contest. So this kind of thing we want to do. We want to have some kind of tournament where we can fix matches between influencers and OGs on the space, and we can all just get to have the fun and live stream whatever they're doing.
I think Aptomingo's there knows a little thing about having NFT contests.
Or live videos at the matter. There's a little bit. Also, I switched my profile picture. I realized I was the only one that had an actual picture of myself up here, and I felt very awkward. So we're now back to the monkeys. Real quick though, why I got everyone up here, and I want the uncandid feedback because I get it in the DMs and no one ever wants to give it to me on these spaces. But like, where do we need to improve? Where do we need to do better? Where are things lacking? Someone start the conversation off and give me some serious feedback. Just jump in. You don't have to raise your hands. I'm like the least formal person up here.
Pump the numbers. I think that's what everyone wants. I'm kidding.
But like when you say that, like, are you talking about just general liquidity, like more buyers, more sellers? Obviously, that's nothing we can do, but like it's always good to hear back from people around where they're seeing the biggest issues.
I mean, with the NFT space, when you talk about retail, everyone likes numbers to go up. It's nothing new, but I mean, we're very early. Things need time, and to go with the good vibes in comparison to other layer ones that started a while back. I think their infrastructure is being built pretty fast. And that's what we actually need for numbers to go up. We need the infrastructure to be ready for people to be able to do the different things that they want to do to have fun regards to NFTs. and that's when the numbers are going to come. So yeah, it's just about patience from everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how many folks are around, I guess, when you're looking at like the start of Solana NFTs with start of like Ethereum NFTs and how the progression of those all ramped up. But we are front running years, not years, maybe call it like a year and a half worth of work in months here. And so like the utility and the community and the innovation that's all happening here is lightning speeds ahead of what we saw elsewhere. And it's like, I know utility is kind of the alpha and everyone's like, what am I going to get from this? What am I getting from this? But ultimately when I look at it, it's like, hey, at the core of NFTs, it's just a gathering. It's a community. It's just a place to meet people that you ultimately are aligned with and believe with. I mean, when you represent a profile picture, when you put an NFT as your picture, you're saying that I agree with this community. I like what they stand for, and I'm willing to put my public presence in front of that. And it's where you go to make community. It's like we spend so much time online that these areas of solace and peace are hard to replicate. Like before we used to go to like games. Like I remember I played RuneScape growing up, and I would go and like hang out with my homies on RuneScape or like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies on Xbox. And like that's where I went to hang out with my friends. But now we go and we go and do that through these profile pictures. So what you guys are doing and what you guys have all created is like so dope. Anyway, Spooks, I think you had something or someone had something. Someone just jump in. You don't have to raise your hands.
Yeah, I think that we can improve from the standpoint of view of the influencers, because we have seen that here in Aptos that there are some micro influencers, but I think it would be like useful for everyone. Find like a big influencer that can come here on Aptos and appreciate Aptos and all the builders. So a big influencer would be really good here on Aptos, in my opinion.
Can we just not get like the toxic influencers, please? That's my only ask. Get like some of the cool people. Some of those people drive me crazy.
One thing I want to throw in there is like what I like from this past event at East Denver, what I didn't get to see was more projects like going out and actually pushing the ecosystem. Like I want to see more projects. Like I want to see Maverick, I want to see Spook, I want to see Insilva. Like everybody was there, but literally like nobody was really pushing it. And what I'm trying to see is that push for the ecosystem, get the word out there, get merch out there, give it out, even if people aren't even holders, you know, just kind of, you know, there's nothing better than word to mouth. I say it all the time. That's the best type of advertising is word to mouth. And, you know, for people to get eyes on the ecosystem, like I had so many people at East Denver asking me about Aptos, like they've heard it, they've seen it, but they don't know much about it. And, you know, you have a lot of projects too that are looking to integrate with Aptos. So, you know, that's one thing I'd like to see moving forward.
I sent the sticker things that you were handing out, and I posted in our Slack channel, just kind of showcasing how you were essentially giving out lemurs. And before I could even claim mine, someone on the team just like scooped it.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is like I gave out probably like 500 of them, right? And maybe only like 10 people actually went and filled it out. And it just goes to show that like people, I guess, like either don't take it as serious or like they're just not interested. But there has to be like, I guess maybe onboarding them in like a different way. Even I guess when you're giving out something for free, they're less inclined to actually take it because they're like, oh, well, why is it free? You know? So it's one thing I learned.
That's a great data point, actually. We don't need to do it now. I would love to hear how many of those you gave out and how many people actually like claimed that. I'll send you a
I gave out like probably like 200 of them at that event, and maybe like I said, only 10 people claimed them so far. And I'm waiting. I'm like waiting. As soon as people claim more, you know, I'm gonna keep sending them out. But you know, it's tough. It's tough to onboard. But I guess like that's what I'm saying is we all got to come together to hit these events to be able to onboard it in a better way, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely tried to steal it from Austin, but I got someone beat me out on that actually.
We're gonna find out who, and we're gonna hunt them down in person.
I bet it was Max. Today. It was Max. This is all psyops.
It was not. It was not. I was dealing with USDC.
If I can jump
I
in
think
on Lauren's point about, for instance, in Denver. First of all, Lawrence, I get it, but do you know how many people came to me and like handed me stickers? Like the problem is that it's so overcrowded to do that now that's why people don't even claim them because we get so many. So I still think it's good, but you know they're probably somewhere in the back of my bag. I had like 10 a day handed to me. So, but my question regarding ETH Denver is I was very surprised not to see a booth inside the actual event for Aptos. I saw this, Quay, I'm not sure how you pronunciate it. That's another L1 that's not even launched yet. They had a booth, and then, Polygon and all those places. And I feel like that attracts a lot of people. And I was kind of curious to know if there was a specific reason why you guys didn't have one.
Yeah, I can speak on this. I think when we look at what the ROI is on the booth, a lot of the value you get from that is just like having the presence there. And we've decided internally that it's a better use of our resources and time to have people individually out within the side events and within meetings to utilize the space because we would take the cost of paying for the booth and then the cost of the time of the people there and then the time of the people there where we now have 3 core employees spending all day every day they're standing at the booth where we found the ROI there tends to be fairly limited. So instead we hosted that core Aptos event where I was there, Ariana was there, Sherry was there. We brought out Wolfgang, who is the largest contributor to the Move programming language, to talk to the engineers, and we found that it was a much more efficient use of time just to have it there. I'm partially to blame for that. I've just never been a fan of setting up booths in those conferences. I found it to be more showy than productive. And we overall try to be very fiscally conservative and prudent with our capital, especially given everything that's going on. So we found it a better use of time just to hold an event and then to have people out taking one-on-one meetings.
Yeah, and it was.
But it's good feedback that people recognize that we weren't there.
I was at the event. You saw me there, and I think it was really great. But I was just wondering because as far as visibility goes, in a big event like ETH Denver, it does put a lot of eyes. Like I went to the Polygon booth, and nothing much was happening, but it did give them a lot of press. If that makes sense. Was it like a very productive thing as far as like actual one-on-ones? Probably not, but it give them a lot of eyes, and so I was just curious as to know if there was a reason. Second thing I would say is maybe as far as what we can do or what you can do, I would say feel free to, when you see people like any project that's out here building stuff, feel free to if you see something that we could be doing better to succeed better or bring more people in the specific area that we're working on, I would say just feel free to let us know. Or oh, why don't you do XYZ, and that would be great. You know what I mean? Just straight feedback that would bring more people in individually as project as of what we could do, I think.
Yeah. And additionally, from us, give us any feedback that you need to give us as well. I think the feedback is a two-way street, and it's great for us to get that kind of information both ways. I want to let Dusex and Domingos talk next because they've had.
We'll promptly give that feedback to Ariana then because she doesn't have enough work to do.
Going off that too, that's why I was saying is it's important for us projects to come together. Even handing out merch, I know it may cost a little bit of money, whatever. You gotta getting the name out there, running around. I think it's better and more efficient than having a booth at these events. Definitely to just be bouncing around and talking about it because then it's in the eyes of every single person. And then, like I said, getting all these projects, all of us have to come together, even if we chip in and make merch that involves every single project together, getting it out there and just handing it out to people, that's what makes people get driven into the ecosystem.
I think for me personally, just talking about being driven in the ecosystem, the biggest thing I just got pushed really in the Polygon ecosystem. The biggest thing is you got to have, especially with all the competition, you got to have some splashy stuff. You got to be really aggressive. A Polygon bringing in Utes, I don't care what they paid for it. I think it was $3 million. It was worth every penny. It was the smartest thing they could have ever done. They haven't even transitioned over yet or bridged. Has my full attention. I look at every project that comes out on Polygon. I've noticed that their volume is spiked ever since that happened. And I'm not saying we can bring over Utes or Aptos is able to do that. I don't know, what they're able to do, but that may be an idea to target some blue chip project on another chain that's already has a huge user base and bringing them over into Aptos and allowing them to basically help us to be able to bridge the gap on some of the competition because there's just a lot of NFTs out there now, and there's a lot of different chains. And I mean, really established companies are what really bring eyes and ears. So at least for me personally as a buyer, that's what really drove me to actually start purchasing Polygon NFTs.
Yeah, I love having public conversations about this. So, in your opinion, what is the major value to potentially allocating resources to doing that? Is it mostly just the eyeballs that you get from that? Is it the community? Where do you see the value lying there?
I think it just depends on who you bring over, but in the case for like youth, for example, I think it really just got my attention and actually made me like take Polygon NFTs more seriously. I like because I mean I think at one point in time like their number one NFT, and this is recently, it was like Trump NFTs. I think, but right now it's Wreck Dogs if I'm right. And so I really didn't take them too seriously. I was just like, it's kind of another chain. And I look at Cardano, ADA, like NFTs also, so I see kind of what they're doing. But at the same time, I really think, like you said, it's just eyeballs, because honestly, ADA is doing some really good stuff too. With their NFTs, like in the JPEG store, they have some really high quality projects. But the thing is just they don't have the eyeballs. They have more than we do. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have what Polygon has, because this whole Utes thing just brought them a bunch of free publicity. You know, with Frank talking about it. I mean, talking about an influencer, you got Frank talking about Polygon and all these other people. People mad about it. People happy about it. So yeah, I think it's mainly just eyeballs.
Okay, yeah, I agree. That's super good feedback. I have a lot of thoughts here, but Ariana will kill me if I share most of them publicly.
Yeah,
so
let's move on. Let Aptomingos talk now. Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, I just wanted to like sort of piggyback on what Lawrence and also Dusek said. I'm gonna preface this by saying like this is purely from an NFT like ecosystem perspective. I don't know anything about DeFi. I don't know anything about any other like metric that decides whether the chain is successful or not. I don't know anything. I'm pretty much a dumbass that only knows about NFTs. But everyone that's in this space right now, or everyone that's like on the Aptos, like everyone that's in the Aptos community, they already know that the chain rocks, man. It's so fast. Like anyone that's ever minted something over here or sent money or whatever, it's so good, man. It's the smoothest thing ever. It's so fucking fast. The community that we have over here is already, I think, pretty fucking awesome. So we have those things, right? The chain rocks, the community rocks. So we have the fundamentals down. What do we need? Well, we just need more users, right? And I think fundamentally, like if you just build cool stuff over here, like I think eventually they will sort of come. Like as long as you just keep pushing the the innovation narrative or whatever, and you build cool stuff, you build things that people want to be a part of, it should sort of like over time it should work. But that's also like it's a long game, I think, and that's why I think what Dusek says about like getting eyes on us in like in a faster way, which is I think what he was trying to say, right? Like getting something like Utes to Polygon was crazy. I think it really was crazy. I think it got so many eyes over there. Like Dusek said, I'm also just watching like Polygon projects now, because a project like RecDocs that was gonna launch like initially on Aptos, which I'm not gonna sit here and talk about other projects or talk down about other projects, but like RecDocs got their Discord hacked 3 times, man. And I think if they launched over here, they wouldn't have been as successful. But I think getting more eyes, getting more people over here, because I think the fundamentals are already here. I think the chain rocks, community rocks. We're chilling, man. We need cool fucking projects. We need cool people over here, and I think as soon as we get those, I think we should be good to go.
I would say too. I know people keep raising their hands. I just feel free to jump in. I don't think there's enough space yet. So if you have stuff, feel free to just like hop in and say it.
Yeah, I agree too. As it was said to us, and we all know this, we're playing on ultimate hard mode right now. There are so many chains popping up. There's new ones every single day, but Aptos, has the most potential in my opinion, besides all of them, specifically because 1, fast transactions, 2, look at our community already. We're a pretty strong community. As Fisher was saying, we just need more users. And that just comes down to onboarding. People, look at this whole financial crisis and everything happening right now with these banks. It's getting tough. People are scared. They don't want to spend capital. Cash is king right now. At the end of the day, it's just going to take time, and we got to keep pushing cool tech, keep building, keep pushing the ecosystem, but also popping out to these events and spreading it, spreading the word.
Monkeys, what were you gonna say? I think I cut you off like 4 times.
No worries. I kind of agree with what Mingos and Demer said in regards to the way the dynamics of the community is on Aptos is also a first, in my opinion. Like I've dabbled into ETH a long time ago, sold in regards to NFT trading, and the kind of competition that you see between communities and the vibes that come with it's kind of I won't say always toxic, but then you can see that they're kind of segregated. While Aptos, I jump to Aptomingo's server on a daily basis, say good morning. He does the same in Sylvia's books, and this dynamic is also something that's very unique to Aptos, and is going to give us an edge when the bull arrives. I mean, just like what Lemmer said, no one wants to spend cash these days. Everyone's scared about the economy. Everyone's sitting on cash. And once that fear disappears, people are going to love the vibes that is on Aptos. I mean, we all jump on spaces together. We all show each other. I always say that Mingos has the best community. Bears has the best PFP. Lemmers has the best art. Spooks has the best tools. And that dynamic is what's needed to go, forward once the bull comes. Community, getting it together more, keeping it tight, building out the necessary infrastructure, definitely going to those events. I'll kind of argue on the value of doing a move like what Polygon did with Huge, bringing something of a huge PFP project or whatever from under chain to now. I don't think that's very good use of our resources right now. But then things are happening the way that things should happen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I sort of agree in that space. And I'm also just, looking towards what's excited for you guys. What you guys are looking for next on chain that you think would bring those users.
Yeah. And I do want to add to that point, right? I know that we've been working on some DAO tooling for a while. There was, some of the work on the minting. We've tried to help out with individual contracts, and we love seeing the ideas and helping out where we can. But I also agree that Polygon is taking a kind of risky approach here, right? Polygon is hoping that if they just buy a lot of projects that succeeded elsewhere, that the community will come along with them. And I think that maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I think from what we've seen of their partnership with Nike, right, the Nike's acquisition of Artifact, and how a lot of the original community has left and got really pissed at them because Nike saw this community and was like, here's a fantastic place that we can just sell a lot of shoes to, right? And that was kind of it. And so as much as it is a success story, I think for the people who are at the top of that brand, they didn't really get Web3, right? They didn't really care for a community. And so I think that it takes time, right? We're still a new chain. It takes time to get TVL. We have bridges open, which is, fantastic and generally not something that you see this early. But we did launch and basically the economy imploded, right? We had 2 banks fail this weekend, which is insane. So, I think that there is a time and a place for buying, right? And obviously you have things like, Aptos partnership with MPixel, and obviously Aptos is working on a lot of other partnerships with a lot of large brands. But I think that, generally we are taking a much more careful approach, especially as we're coming into a not great economic state, because we want to make sure that it's not just like a big name, but the company is also really idealistically aligned with us, right? They're not like, blockchain shouldn't be like the selling point, right? It should be a cool project that's also on blockchain.
I think it's a very tough time for any blockchain regardless right now, and Aptos being very young, it's even tougher. But shout out to you, because I think something that we have access to that maybe no other chain has is access to you guys, and I know you've been helpful on the technical side and on other sides as well, and I think we're very, very lucky to have that, and we should take advantage of it.
Preach,
no,
Alex.
For real. No, for real though. For real. I was talking. People ask me all the time, "Oh, why did you pick Aptos?" And I have so many answers. Like, "Oh, makes sense." And then I'm like, "We're very lucky to have access to the team." So I know it's a lot of time commitment for you guys, but please keep on giving us this access. On another note, I don't know who is taking care of the merch and the designs on Aptos, but shout out, because that's hands down the best Web3 merch ever, for 100%. When I compare to other ones, it's really good. So whoever's taking care of that, congratulations.
And make sure to take photos and post online when you get it, because we've sent out so many of those packs. Please.
I do every day, Austin. I'm really going to start doing outfit of the days and post them on Twitter because I have so much merch from Aptos.
And for those who don't know, Alex has fire outfits, so like they're dope. So that would be amazing.
I'm waiting for my pack.
That is not me. I forget who it is. We're getting
pack, bro?
We're getting them out. We're getting them out. I promise. Wait,
all the like praise and forgetting that you're not doing it yourself. I'm just kidding. Awesome. What's next, Austin?
I'm trying to figure out why I can't add more people up here.
We're at the limit.
Oh, that's why. That's stupid. Well, okay. What is next? Oh man, I had some more stuff, but I'm trying to figure out what's going to get me in trouble or not. I have to be careful here. I guess I'm curious. Are they up here? They are. Aptos Art Museum. You guys are up here. Okay, cool. You guys should jump in. I hate the whole like Q&A intro thing, but what you guys are doing is super, super cool. Please stop raising your hand. Everyone just talk over me. Jump in. Say what you're doing, because what you're doing is super, super cool, man. And the fact that you're doing it with such a small team is incredible.
And also, I want to appreciate with being in this space. Good night, good morning, good afternoon to everyone in here. And who we are simply the first metaverse art gallery in the Aptos ecosystem. And we started to building in the first quarter of this year. But when we tried to build some products for Aptos, we've encountered and came across with big projects and community-driven projects, and we are moving together with Aptos and those big projects like you. And firstly, I want to learn that, are you okay? Are you fine? Everything's all right on your life?
Yeah, everything's great. I'm having a good time.
Yeah. I mean, what you're doing too, it's really cool. It's like you're able to take your art, take your NFTs, and throw them up into like a little metaverse gallery. And I know this is things that we've seen on other networks, but these are things that really came like much farther afterwards. And what I found really interesting about this is we're collecting digital art. We want a way to show it digitally. And right now, like NFTs in a wallet are fine, but it's a really ugly experience. I think same with music NFTs. I don't know if anyone here is working on that, but like music NFTs are like super ugly in wallets. And so the fact that you can just throw up in this gallery and kind of showcase what you have is like a really cool feature. It's one of those things where it creates stickiness as well, where a lot of people can go and gather and hang out in those spaces or use it as like a way to showcase on socials. And so having the ability to do that just months after the network is launched is insane. And also he's modest, but this dude has built out like this entire thing by himself in like 2 months, and it's ridiculous. So make sure you guys check it out. It's really, really cool, especially if you have a lot of NFTs.
And thank you, Aptos Museum, for having me on your models wall. I appreciate that.
And to be honest, I'm appreciate with all of you because it's not easy being a premier legend on this chain, and I think we have succeeded to being a premier in this chain, and this is a real brain thing. But also, as you mentioned, Lemur, this is a good point. Now we are focusing to what's the best for our community, and what kind of revolution requires for here, because as you said, we are trying to implement our Son NFT, which is going to be the first in the Aptos. On the other hand, on the other side, we are now working on Gen 1, which is much more attractive than our Gen 0, because we are aware of that building an unique collection requires time and some inspiration, and we have focused to being one of the best, like you guys, the bosses.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's
And I hope
still not letting me add more.
yeah.
Sorry. It's still not letting me more people up. Greg or Aptos, can you guys see the ability to add people up?
We're at the limit as
We
far
just
as
had
understood.
2 more. I'm just slowly, if I'm kicking you out, don't hate me. I will bring you back up. I'm just like removing some people to try to play around with this. But we had 2 more speakers. And now it's still not letting me bring anyone up. I'm going crazy right now.
I was successful adding someone.
All right, you guys just don't want me to be able to add someone. That's probably a smart move.
Only
just Greg. I think we have a hard stop in like 3 minutes. So, what do you guys got? Throw whatever you got or whatever you'd want to hear. I think for me, it's always like, how can we do better? What's going well? Get it out there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, this is just a part of the journey. It's down times, but history repeats itself. So just get ready for when it starts to take off again, boys. I'm excited. We're early.
Spooks.
Yeah, just wanted to say that tomorrow at 5 p.m. UTC, we will have Spook Space. And if you want to join, feel free to join. We will talk about Aptos in general. And we will have some guests about NFT projects and DeFi on Aptos. So if you want to come, maybe I can I pin the post in the Jumbotron about the space, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
We don't have any pin tweets up there. That's probably for the best. Again, Ariana, we're doing this all for you. Who else did we just bring up?
I got Chiba.
Hi, Arvin.
Oh, I think I kicked Irvin to get more space.
No,
He's still speaker as far as I can see.
Know that I'm still your friend. Gachiba, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, hello guys. Swear to Jesus, it's my first Move Monday. I'm like a speaker, and yeah, if you know, I'm Brabear's community helper, and the only thing that I want to say is that in Brabears we have the real guys and real friends who building something for someone, and yeah, we just like have organic guys who just building, and with founders we have jokes and the other opportunities, and we have buttons, and we have more stuff coming soon.
Memes and all right.
Yeah, and I think in this whole space, like only in Brabears we have the real power to bring opportunity from sub-DAOs, because we have taverns, and this thing shows the real power of community. Yeah, just like we have sub-DAO spook list from Spooks, and
yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're basically out of time.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I have to run to a meeting right after this, so it's unfortunately time for us to end. Thanks everyone for showing up for the NFT Move Monday. Feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions, as well as I'll probably tweet out asking you guys what my next NFT PFP should be, considering the fact that I've got my blue check back, so that means it's time for me to change it again.
And I appreciate you guys all for listening and hanging out with us. As always, anything you guys want to talk about, shoot me a DM or hit me up on Telegram. And I'm always happy to chat NFT stuff with y'all.
Love you guys. Thanks for having us.
Love you guys.
A raise.
Love you guys.
See ya, guys.
Bye.